What's up, everyone? Back with another video. So today I'm hopefully gonna hit some 4 rep maxes on squat, bench, and deadlift. Training's been going pretty well lately. Feel good. I wouldn't imagine I should have any issues with that. Hopefully, a good day today. And the topic I want to talk about today in this video is coaching and powerlifting. So this is a topic that I may have a little bit more of a controversial opinion on. So I am an athlete who is self-coached. I also coach other athletes as well. But this is a topic that I feel like some people need to talk about from a certain lens, because I think that there are a lot of people who think you absolutely need to have a coach in powerlifting, and it's the craziest thing it's the craziest thing ever if you don't have a coach. So after my lifts, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my opinions on that. So obviously, kind of you can tell from my tone and the way I'm talking about it. No, I don't think everyone needs a coach. I do think it's a good idea for most people to have coaches, and I'll get into it a little bit as to like why I think some people should have a coach, why maybe some people don't need a coach, and when you should hire a coach. But hopefully gonna hit these lifts, and then I'll talk about that after my lifts. So see you a little later. All right, so that wraps up the day. Everything went pretty well. Squat, I wanted to move it like an RP 8. I feel like that moved more like a 9, but I'm not going to complain. I just wanted to not push my squats on week 4 quite as hard as I had been. But that was good. 474 for 4 reps. Bench was really tough. I also haven't loaded anything that heavy on bench since my meet. And I've been benching 1 day less a week just because I had a minor shoulder issue that I wanted to correct, and it does seem like that's helped. But I think next block I'm gonna start benching 4 times a week again and start doing fatigue singles again to just bench a little bit heavier, a little bit more frequently. But it still went up, and deadlift went great. Deadlift has that is my most reliable lift, so that was 545 for 4 reps, so that was great. But now I want to get into the topic of the day. Coaching. Do you need a coach? When should you hire a coach? Like I said, I think I have a little bit of a controversial opinion on this, because I just feel like in powerlifting, you have so many people telling you, you need a coach. Like, you'll never be successful without a coach. You're not going to know what you're doing without a coach. And I quite frankly think that's a bunch of bullshit. Granted, I would say most people would benefit from a coach. Like, no denying that. And I mean, I could be wrong on my stance here, but I'm just going to give it my 2 cents. This might be like a long-winded ramble, but I feel like if you are a powerlifter who is just getting into the sport, you're signing up for a meet, you feel like it'll be a fun thing to do, you just kind of want to see what you can do on the platform. There's not a need to hire a coach in that situation. The one thing I feel like many coaches say, and like I mean, I only coach 3 athletes, but I have been coaching. Coaching is expensive. I charge $125 a month for coaching. I am on the cheaper end. That's a lot of money. So, I mean, there are a lot of coaches who charge way more than me, into the 200s. I even have heard some coaches charging like $300 a month. If you're just getting into the sport, there's no need to waste your money doing that. And for some people, it might not be affordable to do that. I think that, I don't know. I think a lot of coaches try to trick people into thinking they need coaching. Now, if your goals are to be a world champion, yes, you should be hiring a coach. Also, when I talk about my situation, I am nowhere near world championship level. I am always one of the better lifters at local meets, but I'm not pushing any records or anything like that. My best total is 632 and a half kilos, in the 82 and a half or 83 kilo weight class, whatever you want to call it. My dots are like 429. I also have a bachelor's degree in human movement, similar to an exercise science degree from a lot of colleges. That's just what my college called it. But I at least know what I'm doing. I've been lifting for a very long time. I know how to program for myself. I can coach myself. It's not really a big deal. Now, if I get to a point where I am competing at a national level or at a world level, which I don't foresee happening, but who knows, crazier things have happened. If I do get to that point, I'm going to hire a coach because there are lots of different variables, especially meet day handling. And it's nice to always have a second set of eyes looking at things. Like today, I was saying with my squat, I think I had it at an RPE 9. I wanted it to be an RPE 8. A coach might be able to give me some feedback on that. I like to think I'm pretty honest with myself, but I know some people really struggle with that. So I do think for most people, coaching is a good idea. Because even at the local level, if you want to improve, if you want to put kilos onto your total and you don't know how to program for yourself, it's a good idea to hire a coach. If you can afford it, if you have the means to hire a coach, it's a great idea. But I don't think everyone needs a coach. What else was I going to talk about? I was going to say something else about coaching. I don't know. But at the end of the day, good idea to hire one. I don't think it's totally necessary. The other thing, this is what I was going to say. The other thing is there are plenty of great resources available to you on the internet, on YouTube. Steve Denovi, I go to his YouTube channel. Maybe I can link it in the description. He has tons of great YouTube videos on coaching where you could program for yourself. It is not the hardest thing in the world. I think sometimes people overcomplicate it. And, just kind of not to beat a dead horse, but reiterating the point. Not a lot of people can afford coaching full time. It's an expensive thing. It's kind of a luxury to have. Now, if you can hire a coach and you feel like it's a good idea for you, go for it. Shameless plug. If you want coaching, feel free to reach out. My Instagram handle is the same one as this YouTube channel at JoeyBags92. Feel free to DM me on Instagram or fill out my coaching form. But that was just kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I just feel like the coaching conversation has got a little bit overblown with everyone thinking they need a coach. Like I said, maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. But thanks everyone. If you made it through this rant, I'll be posting again, next month. And I will see all of you in the next one. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe if you like the videos. See you later.